This is campsite B4, and it's a pull-through site with water and electric, no sewer at this site, but there's a dump station at the front of the park. So you can see we're pretty close to our neighbors. We've got a fire pit and a picnic table. And then there's actually no carpets allowed on the grass, but I mean, it's whatever. It was like not messy or dirty, so I think it's fine. And it's a long site, so I mean, there's over to my left, there's a big fifth wheel in one of them. And if I come around here, you can see at the back of the site. So we're also very close to our other neighbor. And then it is a gravel site, and it's fairly level. We did use one leveling block. And then we've got the water and electric hookup. And the electric is 30 or 20. And this site's really close to the hot springs, actually, which is just that fence over there. And it's a little bit of a walk to the bathroom. Maybe like, I don't know, 4 minutes. So the big attraction here are the hot springs. And I'm just kind of going over the fence right now because I don't want to go in. But you do get a free entry for each person at your site. And there are 4 pools outside and 8 inside, all of varying temperatures. Bozeman Hot Springs provides a small breakfast. Because of COVID, it's grab and go, but there's yogurt, a muffin, applesauce, a juice, and then there's also coffee available. This dump station has a cover that's really shallow, so they actually provide an elbow for you. Ours wouldn't fit in, it's too tall. And you can see it's pretty close to where you park your RV, and then there is non-potable water at it as well. Just across the street from our campsite is the dog run area, and you can see it's a very large fenced-in area for dogs. The pet area is very clean, and they also provide bags so you can clean up after your dog. There's a few objects so pets can, relieve themselves on them. And then there's Frankie Dog kicking up dirt as usual. Frankie! And not listening to me as usual. There's a play area for children with swings and some other equipment, and then picnic tables right outside of it. Across the street from the playground is a volleyball court. In this recreation area, you've got a giant chessboard and then some horseshoe pits. And on this side, you have ladder golf and whatever was here in these cement putts. And there's also a basketball net. If you walk across the little bridge here, there are cabins on the back side of the park. And I'm pretty sure this used to be a KOA because they look just like KOA cabins. You can see, and some of them are super private with like fencing and nice patios. They're actually really nice. And here's ducks that are just hanging out in this little ravine. So over here you have what is the retail shop, and then also they do some rentals of different things, and then a game room, but they're closed this season due to COVID. And this is a mining camp, another reason why I think this may have been a KOA, but I assume it's to mine gemstones and things like that. But again, COVID, so it's closed. And on the back side there is a clubhouse. Again, surprise, surprise, it's closed due to COVID, but I think this is probably where like the breakfast is that they serve. But there's still tables out here, so you could eat out here. This is the office, which is currently closed to go in, but you can still purchase small items from the office, and then they also have ice and firewood available. This is something I haven't seen a lot at campgrounds, but there's actually a daycare here at this campground. This is one of the back end sites at C6, and as you can see, there is a little room behind the campsite for the picnic table and for the fire pit, so you have a little bit more room. The downside is if it's raining, your awning can't go over it, but I like these sites because it does have a little bit more place to kind of stretch out here. At the front of the park, there is this structure area that is an obstacle course. It kind of reminds me of, remember those like mud runs and things like that, where, I mean, you have a rope to climb on one side, you have stairs on the other, you have all these obstacles to go through, and I think that's pretty cool. I haven't seen this at a campground yet. And the back side of the park has some tent-only sites. And then we're back to our site, where you can see kind of like how these are laid out by our site.